Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Leftovers podcast. My name is Cooper.
And I'm Riley.
And I'm Paige.
Before we get started, we have a few announcements. First of all, we made it on iTunes and Google Play. I guess their standards are pretty low.
There's a low bar, yeah.
Yes. So now you can listen to us on iTunes and Google Play. Amazing. And Google Podcasts, because I think they get all their stuff from Google Play.
And I'm thinking that, I was thinking about getting on Spotify, but I don't know if their bar is low enough for us.
I think their bar is a little too high. We're like a few feet short. We can't reach it.
A few miles underground.
Deep underground.
Deep. So, Riley, how was your week?
I don't think we should get into my week first.
Okay.
It'll be a deep dive.
All right, Paige, how was your week? Well,
don't get into hers either.
A deep dive. Okay, well, I had a bit of a week. Let me tell you. So, I played more Sekiro. Still hard, but I enjoy it. I fought Lord Genichiro, or as I like to call him, Lord Jinbichiro, because he's a little bitch with a big bow. He pops back, pelts you with arrows, and it's super annoying, but I beat him. And also, he has 3 stages. Okay, 3 fucking stages. First 2 are pretty easy, right, once you get the pattern down. But then you kill him in the second stage, and you're like, wow, I beat him. And then there's a cutscene, and then he becomes like Edgelord, Lightning Boy.
Oh, Cooper.
He's like, behold the power of lightning.
The lightning Tomoe.
The lightning Tomoe. And his lightning basically stuns you, or it instant kills you, or both. Okay, and there's no way to practice it, as far as I know of, before you get to this point. So the only way to practice deflecting or dodging the lightning is to fight him.
Just keep at it.
In the 3rd stage, I did, and I beat him. I stabbed him in the neck. I jumped behind him. I Omayoa-mowed him.
Kid.
Nothing personal, kid. Yeah. And then he fucking nothing personal kid me. Because he fucking resurrects after you kill him, and he turns into fucking Sasuke with the eyes and the edginess, and then he just jumps off and he's like, sayonara.
Oh my.
So that was fun.
He sounds like a great guy.
Sounds like a beautiful experience.
It was pretty cool, but I was also like, oh, this is a little too weeby.
Yeah, there's a level of acceptable weeb shit, and that might be crossing that line.
Might be. I'll see how the rest goes.
Good luck on your journey.
Thank you. I watched a few things. I don't know if y'all know this, but I've been watching One Piece for the past year.
Yes,
we know.
Yes, but I don't know if they know.
Oh.
But listeners, I've been watching One Piece for the past fucking year. I made it my mission to get caught up, and I'm almost there. And I'm watching it on this website called One Piece, which is like the Dragon Ball Z Kai / Naruto Kai of One Piece, which is like all of the filler and all of the stupid flashbacks are cut out. And each episode's supposed to be a volume of the manga. Alright, so it's pretty alright. But it's still, I almost think I would rather read it, to be honest, because it's kind of...
Can read it faster.
It's long, yeah. But I'm still enjoying it. I also started watching Mystery Science Theater 3000.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I've
never seen an episode of that show.
I saw the Mac and Me episode, and that was pretty good. Mac and Me is so fucking bad, though.
I don't know what you're talking about.
All right. So Mac and Me is like this E.T. knockoff made in the 80s or 90s. I don't know when it came out, but it's really bad.
Already bad.
So it's basically the plot of E.T., but at the end, so this alien gets sucked up into this I guess US drone on some planet or somewhere, and then it comes back to Earth, and when the scientists are inspecting the drone, this little baby alien pops out and runs away, and like the government's chasing after him. And then this alien like gets into this car with this family and this disabled boy. And this disabled boy, he's in a wheelchair, but he befriends the alien, and starts like feeding the alien nothing but Coke and Skittles.
Okay.
And like halfway through the movie, they're like, "Oh, he doesn't look so good. Let's give him another Coke." And the alien's like, "No, no more Coke." But then the alien drinks more Coke.
Is this a depressing story about how he eventually died from Coke and Skittles?
No.
Okay,
It's
that's a
like,
shame.
so they go to like this birthday party, and the government like chases after them. And then I don't know if Mystery Science Theater just cut out part of the film for time or whatever, but after like this birthday party where the government is chasing the aliens or the alien and the children, they like the disabled boy, this girl, the girl's older brother, and the boy's older brother like drive out into the desert, and they find the alien's family just in a cave, and they're like, "Oh, they're dying, let's give them some Coca-Cola."
Is this them killing off a whole alien race?
No, it doesn't kill them. It revives them.
Is this an ad for Coke?
I think so. Just like how E.T. had Reese's Pieces.
Maybe it did. I wouldn't know. I've seen like no movies that everyone's like, yeah, this is a classic. You need to have seen it. I've just seen none of them.
I've seen a few. I've seen bits and pieces of E.T., but I know the basic plot from like memes and stuff. But yeah, like they take this alien race on a little road trip, and they stop at a gas station, and the aliens like get out of the car and walk into a convenience store. They start like stealing a bunch of Coke, and then they get shot at by security and the police, and like the disabled boy is trying to save them. So
You're gonna shoot at a disabled boy?
they didn't. All right, so that like weird alien. These aliens look like weird fucking insects, by the way. And the mystery science people at the beginning, they're like, "Oh shit, it's the Orkin Man," when like the spacecraft lands on the planet and releases a bunch of gas. But these weird fucking aliens are just strolling across the street while the police are like threatening to shoot at them, and everyone, like the boy and his family, are screaming, "No, no, don't shoot them, they're good, they're good." And then they fucking shoot the aliens and they explode, and the disabled boy dies.
Nice.
And then the aliens like come out of the fire, like the alien family comes out of the
What?
fire.
Wait, what?
Yeah, he died. The disabled boy dies.
Oh.
He gets killed by the explosion, and everyone's really upset. And then the aliens like do this thing where with their hands where they put their palms together, and they're
did they
like
revive him?
they revived him, and then the aliens become U.S. citizens. Like one of the last scenes in the movie is like them standing in some government building or a church or something, and they're all dressed up in like suits and stuff, and they're just like raising their hand, and they're like, and they're U.S. citizens. And it's like, what the fuck is this? And then they're driving like a old Chevy down the road at the end. It's fucking
So
bizarre.
they brought in like the weird legality of
Yes.
aliens
Illegal
from
aliens
another
becoming
planet being
aliens.
citizens.
Yes.
Okay,
Well,
that
it
kind of
seems
reminds
like-
me of the weirdness of the Bee movie where they're where they're like, is what humans doing to the bees even legal? The bees will file a suit against the humans.
And then they file a suit against the humans.
The only thing that sounds like that movie could be better is if the alien finds a human woman to love.
No, the alien already has his alien wife.
Okay, well, that's not quite as progressive as I would like. Okay?
No, but
Did they
You know.
revive the alien that exploded? Or just the disabled kid?
no, the aliens didn't die. They weren't affected by the explosion.
Wait,
So
I thought you said they shot the alien.
yeah,
the
and
alien exploded.
they exploded, but they survived.
Oh.
Like maybe they shot something else, but it was hard to tell, so it just looked like they shot the aliens.
And it exploded.
It's not a good movie.
Well, it sounds like to me it just shows an easy way to become an official American citizen.
You
You
get
just gotta
blown up by
revive
the U.S. government.
a disabled kid.
Yes. An all-American hero.
When they revived him, this might be too far, but
Go ahead.
when they revived him, like he was in a wheelchair. Was he like paralyzed or something, or from the waist down?
See, I don't know. He was just in a wheelchair.
So you think if they have the ability to revive him,
Could they revive his working legs?
No.
could they make him walk?
I don't think so, because they didn't. He was still in the wheelchair.
What if they just chose not to? Like, it was a dick move.
Because like if you
That's a pretty
can
dick
bring
move.
somebody completely to life, you think that you could fix
like,
their legs.
You know,
revitalize the cells
No.
in their legs.
I think it was like they knew that him being disabled was quote unquote part of his identity.
Okay.
Like that. What's that video you were complaining about, Paige? Like a few months ago?
A few months ago, I
It was
complained about a lot
like
of stuff.
some YouTube video, and everyone was like, "This disability is part of my identity,
Oh, what was
so I
that?
won't do anything to make it better."
Oh, was
Like
that a
my
video?
mental illness is my identity.
This sounds familiar.
Oh, it's so familiar.
Yes, because I was in a call with Paige and Riley about it.
Oh, it was a
and y'all were
comment section.
angry. Yeah.
It was the comment section.
Comments.
I remember this. Okay. And they were just like, there was something along the lines of like,
I think it was a Philip DeFranco
it
video.
was, and a girl was crazy. I'm assuming it's a girl. She was crazy. She was just like, don't, like, I'm, like, my depression or bipolar.
No, it wasn't something that far. It was ADHD.
It was ADHD.
Yeah. It was just ADHD. Which,
She's like-
you know,
No, I think someone in the
Oh.
comments was like,
Yeah, she was just like, you can't separate my ADHD from me. I am my ADHD. Without my ADHD,
the
I'm not
ADHD has
who I
consumed
am.
me.
It's like you can't separate one from the other, is what they were like.
yeah. I'm going to sound like an asshole. But
Go ahead.
For ADHD, it's so mild that I feel like you could remove that from that person. Like,
I mean,
they're the same.
There
They're pretty
is
much the same.
medication you can take.
She pointed out that when she takes her medication, she's like not the same person.
I don't think that's true. I think that's just kind of demonizing medication that people need.
Now, our friend Holly was put on some anxiety medication like a while ago, and y'all were telling me that she was a completely different person when she took it.
Yeah.
She was out of it. She just didn't. She was just like almost like high and just fucking.
It just, like, you can have different medications. Like, not the
Yeah,
same
not all
medications are
medication
gonna-
is the same.
Yeah. What agrees with you might not necessarily agree with another person. But she was just like, does Saturn have rings?
Oh yeah, she took these medications right before she took the ACT, which maybe wasn't the best time to do that, but
And a lot of stuff that happened during that time where she took the medication, I'll remind her about it, and she's like, I don't remember that.
yeah, so some medication can help, some medication maybe not the best. Maybe you could put on different medication
Yeah, you know what,
to like
maybe-
make your life better.
Maybe ADHD girl was taking some bad medication.
Yeah, I think
Maybe.
a lot of what doctors do when they're prescribing medications, if I had to guess, I don't really know, but I feel like they probably just go like, well, we're going to try this one.
Yeah,
And you're
See what
supposed to get
happens.
back to me and be like, it doesn't work.
You
and
know-
we're going to try another one.
In the Mystery Science Mac and Me, there's this doctor that comes to the boy's home because the mom thinks he's crazy when he starts talking about seeing this alien. So the boy's mom calls his doctor and he's like, here, take these pills. And then one of the Mystery Science guys was like, I'm starting an opioid crisis.
Oh my
my
god.
And then, like, the little girl comes in and she's like, the doctor thinks you're a schizophrenia.
That's bad.
Oh.
That's
So
bad.
bad.
and dated. I don't like that.
Oh, the 80s.
Oh, the 80s. Oh, bother.
It hurts.
Yeah, I plan on watching more Mystery Science Theater because it's fun to watch bad movies with people cracking jokes.
Yeah,
It's the only time that I like people when they talk during movies. Because the
Obviously,
movie's
yeah.
already bad and I don't care.
I talk a lot during shows and movies, and I always feel bad about it because I'm always like, if I'm talking too much, I want the person to tell me to stop because I never know if they want me to talk or not.
I think it's acceptable if like both parties have already seen whatever you're watching, then you can talk about it.
All right, because I know Riley is like, talk all you want during the movie.
Yeah, even if I've not seen it, I'm like, yeah, go ahead.
And I know like each person has like different preferences, so I'm always like, tell me your preference.
I generally don't like it when people talk during movies. It's kind of a pet peeve, but I mean, if it's just a little bit, fine. But if like a ton of people start talking in the middle of a movie that I haven't seen before, then it's like, can y'all shut the fuck up? I'm trying to watch the movie. I'm trying to watch The Fifth Element, goddammit.
So sad.
It's a bunch of people just having a separate conversation. Even I might be like, maybe not.
Maybe not.
But I like hearing people's commentary on the movie.
It's good. Let's see. I also started watching the Fruits Basket remake this week, and it's like, it's Fruits Basket, but it looks better.
Does it look better? It's just...
I mean, it looks updated.
It does.
It does look new.
From... When did the original Fruits Basket come out?
Like, mid-2000s?
It went
I want to
from
say, like, 2006?
a mid-2000s generic look to a 2019
generic look. Yeah.
Which I hate both looks.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think they're both ugly.
I would like a different art style, honestly.
That would be nice, but...
I hate their thin-looking bodies.
Yes, that's weird. Yuki looks like a soy boy.
Well, he's always been a soy boy.
Yeah, but I feel like he looks even more like a soy boy now.
Man.
It's
before.
definitely possible.
Yeah. I think the story has been condensed, though, in the remake, because, like, a lot happens in the first episode. I think it covers, like, at least the first 2 episodes in the original.
Oh, wow. All I remember happening in the first episode in the original is she, like, I live in a tent!
Yeah.
In your forest around your house. And they're like, live in our house. We turn into animals when you hug us. And that's all I remember from the first episode.
Yeah, I believe it goes a little further than that. Just, like, a little bit. Or they, like, condense some of the high school bullshit.
Does it have the same opening?
Well, they didn't play an opening in this episode. The second one came out, and I'm gonna watch it at some point, so I'll let you know.
Because I liked the opening at the old one. It was real sad sounding.
It is very sad. But yeah, I like Fruits Basket, so I'm gonna watch the updated version.
Be sure to tell us how it compares by the end.
I will. I think the original show stopped at some point and the manga continued.
Yeah, the manga definitely.
Yeah, so I think this show is gonna stop when the manga stops.
Okay.
So right. I guess it'll be different. And I guess that might explain some of the odd pacing or some of like the condensation.
Spoilers for Fruits Basket. But
if you haven't seen it,
in the original one, it ended at the weird scene where, like, the master of the family or whatever just was, like, grabbing her hair and being like, why are you staying with us? And yanking her around, and it was horrifying.
Yeah.
And she got up and left and was like, I'm still staying. And
like,
she just cried.
Those last 2 episodes are weird, like, totally different from the rest, tonally.
Yeah,
I feel
was like, he's gonna kill her.
Yeah, she gonna die. Toru, you gonna die.
I've never seen this show. I didn't know someone was gonna get fucking murdered.
Well, like, she's kneeling in front of him, and he grabs her by the hair, like, at the scalp, and starts yanking her around, and is like, pathetic human. I'm like, oh my god, he's a weak, frail man. Just kick him in the knee or bite his leg, something. Get him off of you.
No.
Yikes.
Hug him.
Old man, don't touch me. Wasn't the old dude the dragon?
There was an old dude that was a dragon, I think. But this guy was a young guy.
Okay.
I have no idea what he was.
I mean, it's been a while since I've seen the original, so I don't exactly remember. I don't know. I have some complaints, too, just about life and humanity.
And the human condition.
Human condition.
Cooper complaints.
I have some Cooper complaints for y'all. And I have 2, So I fucking hate when you're in a busy parking lot and then someone just stops because they see someone about to pull out of the parking spot. And it's not even a good parking spot. And like there are some other parking spots in the parking lot, but they want that one because it's slightly closer than the other ones. Meanwhile, I'm like stuck behind and I'm afraid to like back up and drive into a different row of the parking lot because I don't know if someone's going to whip around the corner. This happened at Target yesterday, which was Saturday. And I was there. I needed to get a few things. And it's fucking slammed. And it's in the middle of like a thunderstorm too. It's fucking slammed.
Okay, I don't like that.
All the good parking spots are taken, and I get stuck behind this dumbass and his fucking silver Honda Civic, just waiting on this young couple to like get in their car. And the young couple took a long time to get in their car. They weren't even packing stuff. They just got in the car and probably sat there for a bit. So I'm stuck there behind this one person, and then there's another person like ahead of them, going in the opposite direction, waiting for the same parking spot.
Oh my
so
God.
There's this like Mexican standoff, and I was ready to like kill myself or the people in the cars waiting. It's like because it wasn't even
Just
like
let
I
them
could
go
get
and drive
around.
past them.
No, I couldn't even do that because the two cars were like so close to each other, vying for this fucking parking spot. There are other parking spots. They're just farther away. Okay. So it's like, listen, I know we're in America, and I know walking isn't, like, the thing.
Walking hard.
Walking too hard. But, I mean, come on. There's a point where it's like you're being ridiculous. Now, the other complaint I have is people trying to talk to you when you're in the checkout
lines.
line. In line. It is,
lines.
don't talk to me. I don't want to be
people do
here.
that.
Once I have my stuff, I just want to get my stuff and get out. Okay, I don't care if it's busy. I don't care if you're bored. Go like look at the shit in Target or something. You know, I was at Target getting some trash bags and some Legos for a school project. And I'll just go ahead and say what the project is. It's like my final project for my advertising class, and we have to like choose a brand to make a bunch of advertisements for. So I was like, I'll do Lego. That'll be fun. So I was at Target getting some Legos, and I'm standing in the self-checkout line because it's the one that goes the fastest usually. And there's like, I guess this soccer mom in front of me, and she like looks back
Always
and
a soccer mom.
she looks in my car and she's like, "Oh, you have Legos? Oh my God, my son loves Legos. Oh, who are these for? Your kid?" And I'm like, "Whoa, lady."
These are for me, lady.
These are for me. This is for a project. And she was like, "Oh, what project? Oh, you got a U of M. Oh." And I'm like, "Shut the fuck up, lady." And like, it was her turn to go. She didn't even know because she was trying to strike a conversation with me.
Dear God.
So like, one of the attendants had to like pull her away, and I just looked at them and I was like, "Thank you, please, thank you."
God.
I'd be like, please make this stop.
Okay, moms with children, talkative moms with fucking children.
Oh, she didn't even have a child with her.
Yeah, I know.
It was just her.
But the fact she has a child is why she, apparently, in my view, is why she's just. There's just a whole class of them. Talkative moms with children who fucking talk to you in lines.
There was
Holy
also this one time I was at Aldi, and there was this old dude with a bunch of bananas, and he was telling me about how amazing the bananas were at Aldi because they were 25 cents a pound. And I was like, "Sir, I'm glad you like your bananas. Yeah, don't talk to me anymore.
Please.
Go shove a banana in your fucking throat."
They hired him to promote the bananas at the store.
I mean, it's possible he was a plant. Because he was in the store for
Was it
a
a
while
banana
with
plant?
nothing but bananas. He was bananas for those bananas. Ha ha.
No.
Ba-dum-bum,
No.
ba-dum-bum, bum.
Yikes. I don't know how you could get so excited about bananas.
Maybe he
are
was
gross.
senile.
He could have been senile.
Or a plant.
Maybe he was senile.
That's kind of rude of me to say,
You know what? I have a complaint. I have a complaint related to being senile.
What's your complaint?
Okay, boomers. And
Boomer.
we can talk about the boomer mentality later, but right now, boomers...
Does this have to do with your week? Or is it just the...
No, it's just me and Paige talked about this kind of. Boomers and their boomer conversation topics, okay?
What are
Helen, I don't care about my fourth cousin removed, okay? I don't care that he's going to the dentist. I don't give a fuck that he got a new puppy. I don't fucking care, Helen.
Oh my god, my boomer aunt is every fucking time we drive by Rhodes College, she's like, "Oh, your grandfather played football there, and he helped build the fraternity houses." And I'm like, "I already know. You tell me every time."
That happens to me all the time too. All the time. Just boomer people being like, "Oh, did I tell you about this?" And I'm like, yes, you did.
Yes, you
You
did.
tell me the story every time.
But no, Grandma, you sure didn't.
My grandma's not a boomer. My grandma was before boomer times.
Your grandma's a pre-boomer.
Pre-boomer.
Boomer isn't an age, it's a mentality.
She's not like that. All her children boomers, though.
Oh, okay.
With the
Yikes.
boomer mentality. See, we Zoomers. Okay.
Zoomers.
Zoomers. We are Zoomers.
I do like that, actually.
I hate that.
I like
hate
that.
I like it.
Because it rhymes. That's why I like
Yeah,
it.
Zoomer. It sounds like boomer, but we zoom into the future. Also, we're Gen Z, and it sounds like boomer.
Yeah, we're Gen Z.
Yeah, we
So
Zoomer.
boomers, millennials, and zoomers.
No, Zoomers are millennials, sort of.
Wait,
There's-
we're
They-
not millennials, though. The
Okay.
cutoff
Millennials
is
are
1995.
different.
You're right.
Gen Z.
Sorry, we're Zoomers.
Okay, let's see.
Yeah, those are my complaints.
I have another complaint.
Well,
bad.
complain away.
Spotify ads. Because
Wanna make a Zen night at home even more Zen?
I sure don't, Spotify.
You know,
But,
I got the British version of that ad.
There's a British version?
Yeah, there's also a British version of the ad that's like your mysterious allergies that pop up before seeing your mom or your boss or your parents.
Your mom,
Spotify
boss,
ads.
or parents.
They try so hard to be relatable, but they're just not.
No.
Like, they just aren't.
No, they have the boomer mentality.
I think Spotify
They're what
ads
boomers think is relatable.
try their hardest to be annoying so you can get premium.
Yeah, there's one that's like uninterrupted. What a wonderful
word.
Uninterrupted sleep.
It's supposed to get on your
Uninterrupted
nerves.
ice cream.
That's why they don't bother me, because I'm not going to let them win.
No,
I'm
they
not
won't
gonna
win.
pay Spotify. If I was gonna pay for a service, it would be one that actually paid their musicians a little better.
There was a YouTube video that Spotify put out, and they're like, Apple is anti-competition. They...
Yeah.
And I'm
I
like,
remember that.
well, I'm pretty sure they pay the artists more than you do. Something like that.
Just the ads, not only are they like really cringy, but they're just like 10 times louder than the music. And if you have the music even remotely up, the ads like, wanna make a night?
It's like, want to make a Zen night at home even more Zen?
No, I fucking don't.
It's awful. I would rather use YouTube because
Honestly, yeah.
it seems like there's less ads.
My problem with YouTube is that you can't easily sort music on a playlist. You just kind of have to look up the song you want.
Yeah. Well, a few years ago, I did make a few like music playlists. It didn't go well. Also, there's a lot of variance in the quality of music.
Yeah, Spotify has the nice feature of like normalizing all the volume, so it all sounds
Except
on the
for
same
the
level.
ads.
Except for the ads. Fuck the ads.
Fuck the
But,
ads.
Yeah, YouTube, it's like, here's a song that you literally can't hear unless you turn it all the way up. Or here's one that is so fucking loud you have to turn it to 1%.
I know. YouTube Music, as much as I appreciate its existence, it's not good as far as like that goes. Because it doesn't normalize the volume. But I do... Also, I hate how I have to pay for it. Just for, like, the liberty... Or just to have the ability to, like, turn my screen off.
I know.
So I don't accidentally hit a button while it's in my pocket.
Listen, my phone, I dropped it in the toilet, okay?
Twice.
Twice.
In a week.
And now it will
Oh.
just... And now it will randomly, like, press buttons and shit. So if I'm on Twitter... half the time it'll start to reply to people and type in characters. And I'm like, oh God, please don't press enter.
Please stop. You see, my phone used to do that, and it was never broken. Well, I guess it was a refurbished phone, but like every Android phone I had just did that. But then I discovered there was this wonderful setting that basically senses how dark the surrounding environment is, and if it's dark enough, it won't let you press any buttons. And it's great.
It's kind of cool.
It's amazing. Although it is kind of annoying because if I'm in a dark room, then sometimes it'll be like, oh, you can't press anything, but it goes away in like 5 seconds. I guess once it realizes I'm trying to use it.
So, Paige, what have we done this week?
We've done a lot, but the most important thing
remember,
is no, shut up. I want to talk about something else. Shut up. Shut up, Riley. I don't care about what you have to say.
Okay, all right.
I've been sitting on this and I'm excited.
Tell us about the Eagles.
The Eagles.
The Eagles.
It's
not
rare.
the football team.
No, not the football team. But God bless America, the bald Eagles. This is important.
This is progressive.
Eagles are the most wholesome creatures.
There was a news article posted on the Washington Post, April 13th, 2019. About 3 bald eagles in a polyamorous relationship.
America.
Fuck yeah. Polyamory.
I'm just gonna
Fuck
tell
yeah.
you their story. So the first thing, it didn't always start with 3 eagles. It started with 2 eagles. Hope and Valor One.
Valor One.
That's beautiful. Whoever named them.
They did bird stuff, and then
Bird stuff.
apparently Valor One, his job is basically to watch the eggs and nest on them and also hunt and feed. That's all he has to do, But he wasn't doing any of it. He was like, I'm not going to live up to any of my responsibilities. Fuck you, Hope. And Hope was getting agitated because she'd have to hunt and she had to do all the stuff that she wasn't supposed to be doing. So she got a new guy who the scientists named Valor 2.
Valor 1 sounds like a scrub.
Valor 1 is a scrub. He was a bit of a dick. And she just starts loving it up with Valor 2. And Valor 2 is like, yeah, I'm going to do all the responsibilities.
Yeah, get cucked, Valor 1.
And they also have babies. And Valor 1 goes, well, I kind of miss my missus now. And I'm interested now that Valor 2 is here. So I'm also going to start picking up the slack. I'm not going to be as irresponsible as I was before. Valor 1 shaped up. He became a better man now that Valor 2 was there.
A better bird.
A better bird for America.
A better American.
And this was going on just fine until 2 other eagles started attacking daily at the nest.
No.
How fucking dare they?
And during one of the attacks...
Civil War, that's what it is.
One of the attacks, Hope was just gone. No feathers found, they said. And
she was like, fuck it, I'm out.
And the 2 eagles kept on coming back daily to attack the nest. And Valor 1 and Valor 2 stayed together and would protect the babies. And then eventually the other 2 eagles gave up after just doing sweep-ins for a month. After the babies left the nest, Valor 1 and Valor 2, I guess, looked at each other and went, bro, we've been through so much together.
Bros before hoes.
Bros before hoes.
Hope is dead or gone. I don't know what happened to her, We raised children together. We protected them together. Valor 1 was like, Valor 2, you made me a better person.
This sounds like some gay rights propaganda.
It is. I'm sure they love each other if they're sticking by each other. I'm sure they love each other.
This is an inspiring story. So
Truly.
far.
And that's when Star came in with 2 R's, by the way.
Star, rubber.
Mm-hmm. They found Star, and they wanted her to complete their relationship. So they both had babies with her, and they're all doing fine so far right now. And they're living a happy little relationship. She's not dead yet. Whoa, conspiracy? I was just about to be like, this is such a happy story. I mean, Hope died, but whatever. But I was like, what if one of the Valors hired a hit on Hope to get her out of the relationship?
Whoa.
They're going to do the same thing
Which
to
one
Star.
was it? Which one do you think it was? 1 or 2?
Definitely 2.
I was gonna say 1.
Why 1?
Because he was, what inspired him was his gay lover. So I feel like that's when he realized who he truly is on the inside.
Well, no, I think it was 2 because 1 shaped up, and I bet Hope was like, ooh, Valor 1, you're such a good person. And then Valor 2 was like, well, if I can't have her, no one can.
I think Valor 2 used Hope to get close to Valor 1.
Oh. Ooh,
I see we all have different theories.
that's a
We
hot
do.
take.
But apparently, polyamory is pretty rare with these birds. There's only like 3 cases of it. Like varying from years like 97, 88, now 2019.
This is the American future. This is the American way.
Listen, I was just so happy
How
when I
wholesome.
read this. I was like, how wholesome. This was a sad story. They, Hope died probably. Or she got out of Dodge or something.
Keep an eye on that story and see if there's an update.
Yeah,
like,
I gotta
Hope
know.
comes back.
If any more eagles come in or Star disappears or something, keep us updated.
My problem is, though, is the bird watchers who were peeking in on this nest, watching all this go down. They're very insensitive for naming the second bird Valor too.
Yeah, I know.
It would have been fucked up if they named the second girl bird
Hope
Star.
too,
They didn't
right?
name her Hope too.
It's a little sexist of them.
Fucking boomers.
I guess they just thought they were like Valor 2 is totally gonna replace Valor 1, but they're like he's sticking
They're
around.
just together now. We
They're
regret
raising
this.
a family.
Now, I will say Valor 1 and Valor 2 are cool names. But I don't know if you should name them back to back.
Maybe not. That might increase hostility between two parties.
Another theory I had was that they named them the same thing because they couldn't tell them apart.
Surely you should be able
Surely.
to tell.
They're bird watchers. They're professional.
Surely
I don't know.
Surely there would be eagles in the
In
nest.
the nest.
Surely there would be bones in the well.
I'm just so proud of them as all.
That was a very moving story.
I'm
You don't
proud
know
of
how
them
happy
too.
this story
I
made
really
me.
want a movie to come out about this
It was
inspiring
like reading
story.
a movie.
Well, I mean, if they're gonna make a movie about a dog getting lost and coming back, I don't see Hollywood.
This is
or I
within
see
their
Hollywood
reach.
making a movie
Yeah,
about
this
Valor
is
1,
possible.
Valor 2, Hope and Star.
So, Paige,
Yes, Riley.
shall we go into it?
We shall go into it.
Go into what, you ask?
Remember the first episode when we were like, every time there's a free couple of days for Final Fantasy XIV, we plan our whole weeks around it.
Oh shit, there's a free week?
There's
Yeah.
a free 7 days. Usually it's 48 hours. This is 7 days.
Well, I guess I won't be talking to y'all for the next week.
It's usually
No.
48 hours?
Yeah.
2 days?
Okay, 3 days.
Yeah, that sounds better.
But that we immediately were like, let's do the math. We need to know what the optimal time to start downloading is. Because hold on, I have a complaint here. Squeenix, as soon as you start,
Squeenix?
you log in to start downloading the game, it starts taking from your time.
No.
And it'll take hours to install.
hours.
Mine took like 6 hours to install.
Mine
Jeez.
took 10 minutes.
You already had it installed.
Mine, when I downloaded it that one time, it took like 30 minutes.
I
Oh.
would like to kill you.
I'm right here.
We had to figure out like what time zone our server was based off of and base it off of that time.
Because it will, on the 7th day, we've done a lot of research. On the last day, it will cut off, not when you started it, like 24 hours. It'll cut off at midnight on the 7th day.
Oh.
So on the last day, you don't get truly like a 24 hours from that day. You get until midnight.
There's
So we
a time period in which, like, it's free.
we had to be like, okay, what's our time difference? And let's start at 12:01 relative to that time.
Because each time midnight hits, that's a day. And I'm like, oh God.
Can't have that.
I'm pretty sure we've definitely started it like, I don't know, like at 8 p.m. or something. And been like, that's a full day right there. While
Yeah.
just downloading.
Oh. So it's this week is the free week?
Yes, we're on like our 3rd day.
But it's not actually like a certain week. They give you a whole time period where you could use a week.
Okay.
So yeah.
I understand.
It's going pretty well.
Leveling this black mage, love it. It's the best class.
I'm a rogue, which started out as a pirate, and now I'm a ninja, and it's gotten really weeby really fast. My master's name, you don't know this yet, Riley, but
What's the name?
his first name is Oboro, alright, which is fine. Oboro, you do you, bro. But his last name, Moonlight.
Oh.
Oh my god.
Oboro Moonlight.
That
Oboro
sounds like-
Moonlight.
You know, people who come up with like lore-friendly MMO names, and it's like, I am
That just sounds like a furry name.
head with Stargazer.
Yeah. And in the ninja shit, there's like, I guess a villain. I forgot his name. It's like Karasu. That's his name.
Kurasu.
Kurasu.
He moves in exaggerated JoJo movements and everything.
Well, he's
essentially.
flinging his arms and like
Yeah.
bending his back and
he's like
impossible angles.
He's like, you're protecting the maiden. Back bends, you know. And it's just like all my abilities is like, you have chi and ten.
And Nen and Ken.
Yeah, here's your bloodbath thing.
And
Here's your ability called a dream within a dream. I'm just like, what the fuck?
What's the name of your like shuriken ability?
Oh god, it's just
Isn't there one called?
Fuma Shuriken.
And there's Death
Fuma.
Blossom as well.
There's Death Blossom, which
Death
is me
Blossom
jumping in the
ready.
air, throwing a lot of knives at the ground. It's all beautiful. I regret none of it.
I'm glad. I'm happy.
I
You
also
know-
have a lightning and fire ability that don't make a lick of sense.
This is the power of the lightning Tomo.
It does make sense.
God damn it.
You know, so in Sekiro, sorry to bring it back to this,
I mean,
but you
it's
mentioned
related.
like ninja abilities and like ninjutsu and chakra and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So there's ninjutsu in this game, which I just unlocked, and it seems like instead of like chakra, like that Naruto weeb shit, it's all blood magic.
Oh, nice.
So like if you backstab, so the ability I have right now lets you create like a smoke screen out of an enemy's blood when
That's cool.
when you backstab them. So like you backstab them, you hit RB, and then you hit it again when you see like this little red orb icon with some flames or shit around it, and it just creates like this massive blood smoke screen, and you can just run away. Like it makes you invisible. It's fucking sick.
That's fucking cool. I might play it now.
I just know that
I can show you the ability when we're done with this.
I'm just so shooketh because it was such a big leap from being a pirate to a ninja. Because all the pirates are like, "Ye lass, what are you doing?" I'm like, oh god. And I go over to the ninja and they're like, "The sword has chosen you. Here's your ninjutsu." It's so weeby.
It sounds super weeby.
I feel weeby whenever I'm talking about my abilities. in the
Forgive me,
game.
master.
I was talking to Riley. I was fighting some animals or something, and I was so ashamed of myself. But I went, "Oh, they're weak to my ninjutsu," and I was like,
I was like, never say that again,
Never.
please. So we've just been planning our whole week. We're just nonstop playing Final Fantasy 14. We stopped to do this podcast, and then she's gonna edit the podcast. But after that, we're diving back into it. You won't hear from us, Cooper. You won't fucking hear.
I'm not
word.
expecting to hear a peep from y'all.
"No
No.
peeps."
Not a single peep. You know, I was wondering, like, why you were on Discord listening to Spotify. I'm like, oh, you must be playing a game of Kale. That's cool. No, you were playing Final Fantasy.
Oh god. You know, we have a playlist that we play when we're playing video games together, me and Paige.
It's a Russian roulette playlist.
It's a Russian roulette playlist.
Oh, I think I've
because-
heard it.
Yeah. We put on a bunch of songs that we both like, but there's also like maybe 30%, I don't know, 25 to 30% of songs that we just absolutely hate.
Like Thunder.
Yeah, or the Kids Bop version of "Bring Me to Life."
Like high hopes for a living.
Live in.
Oh, God.
Oh.
Caleb Hyles covers.
Country Roads by Caleb
Country
Hyles.
Roads can't go on there.
That
because
one's
it's
too bad.
It's too bad.
It's too bad.
That's the
But
worst
that's
fucking
like
thing.
the ultimate bullet. I think you should put it on there.
Dear God. It's too awful.
It's the equivalent of all the bullets in the gun being fired at once.
It's too much. I would probably cry. I cried the first time I listened to it. I'm not gonna cry every time.
I cry every time.
You should tell the story of the people and
The people at Walmart.
Yeah.
Well, while you're doing that, I'm gonna get some more coffee.
All right. So, Holly and I, it was St. Patrick's Day. It was beautiful. St. Patrick's Day. Like,
At
7
Walmart.
or 8 p.m. that night at Walmart.
As you do.
As you do. And we go in, and it looks like there's like, oh, I don't know how offensive I can be.
Please be as offensive as you possibly can.
It looks like...
Don't be too offensive. We just got on iTunes.
No, it's fine. We're on episode 3. Go ahead.
It looks like a trailer park family. Because they dispersed.
They're like ants. They're
They
everywhere.
dispersed within the Walmart.
Insects.
And so everywhere you'd go, you'd find like a couple of them, you know? And as Holly and I are looking at cold medicine, we hear, and there's like 2 older men from the family there. Country Roads starts playing on the speakers. And I'm jokingly singing along to it with Holly, being like, "Take me home, West Virginia, Mountain Mama." Because, you know, it's funny. We're like joking around.
It's a meme song.
And then as I'm done, 2 young men like turn the corner of the aisle and go, "Hey, Pa, do you hear what they're playing on the speaker?" And Holly and I looked at each other and we're like, "We gotta leave."
Let's bail.
Oh, God.
Because the guys were definitely close enough to have heard us make fun of it. And then his son just comes over really excited,
Hey,
being
Pa.
like, "Hey, Pa, you hear what they're
listen
playing
to
on
what-
the speaker?"
The spiker.
The spiker.
It's a
Spiker.
thick country accent. Like, they're
Yeah.
from West Virginia. They're on their way back.
They need to go back.
It was horrifying because, like, by the time we're leaving Walmart, all 20 of them are leaving too, essentially.
Oh, bother.
And on that inside area where it's just like the transition from inside to outside, you go through the automatic doors. It's all
Yeah.
the carts there, and then you go more. And you're
This is
outside.
where the McDonald's is.
There's no McDonald's at this one, but hypothetically, yes.
Okay.
They're all just sitting next to the carts waiting for all of them to show up, and it's like a group of 20 white men.
Oh, you know, that's scary.
It was
As a white man, I'm saying
Yeah.
that's scary.
It was scary because they were all just like, some were standing and some were sitting, and we had to push our cart next to them because they were sitting where you needed to put up the carts, and I didn't want to approach them. I was like, this is a lot of people.
Understandable.
Why are they all here at Walmart? Why are they all sitting at Walmart on St. Patrick's Day at 8 p.m.?
Maybe they're all drunk.
I made Holly push the cart. I stood from a distance and I said, "God bless you," just in case, because I figured they're Christian, and
This will appease their Christian minds.
they'll hear me say that and they'll be like, "It's
She's
good.
one of the good ones,
It's
Paul.
good. She's baptized, Paul," you know. And then we got the hell out of there.
Good call.
Yeah, I agree.
I was like, Holly, child,
Never again.
never again. If I, the next time that happens, I'm like, we just need
leave
to leave
immediately.
'cause
Like,
it was
don't
so
even
scary.
hesitate.
And just go to a different Walmart or go to Target.
Maybe, I don't know. It was just,
Target, more socially progressive.
the thing is, it wasn't even the Walmart that we normally go to. We just went to that Walmart. We already made some bad decisions that night in that Walmart parking lot, which sounds suspicious. But
It sounds really suspicious.
Don't elaborate, actually. Just leave it at
Leave
that.
it. Let the viewer's imagination take over.
And then by the time we walked to the Walmart, Holly and I were wearing matching outfits, and it was terrible.
Listen to what they're playing on the speaker.
We were both wearing matching crop tops. It was so sad. It was so sad.
Did the crop top say anything?
No, they're just nice blue hoodies.
Blue
crop
crop
tops.
top hoodies.
It's fine. You do you.
You do you. So, should we get into the triple take?
Triple take.
Triple take.
And this week's triple take is our opinions on education, both higher and lower.
Some of us only have lower education.
God.
Well,
a college
probably,
boy.
I guess, like high school education and college. I am a college boy. And it's fine. And the reason we're talking about this is because, for me, school is wrapping up, and I know all the schools are going to be wrapping up at least a few weeks after I'm done with college for this semester. And, it's got me thinking, why am I here?
Why are any of us here? Why
And
are you in college,
why?
Cooper?
Well, a lot of it has to do with my parents and everyone in my family being like, higher education is the key to success. It's what you got to do. It's the next step. And so I applied to a lot of colleges, got super stressed out in high school, and then I got accepted into one, and I started going. And my opinion is that it is easier than high school. It is easier than high school, but it's also like I'm spending a lot of time and money here just to prove that I can work hard and hopefully someone will hire me.
Yeah.
And also, I have some complaints about school, and it mostly has to do with the teachers and the classes I'm taking. So right now I'm taking this advertising course called Creative Strategy, and the professor just uses the whole 2-hour block to show us like videos and examples of advertisements just to say, this is what this type of advertisement is. And it's like, lady, you're super sweet, but you don't need to spend 2 fucking hours explaining to me what a video ad is. What a commercial is. I already know.
Oh, God.
Just let me make one. Okay? And like, I'd say a quarter of the class is like actually making stuff. And the rest is just like either talking about advertisements that exist, what advertisements are, which I'm pretty sure all of us fucking know, and like critiquing other people's work. And I'm just like, well, I guess I need this class to get my degree, but I hate it. And there's another class called typography. It's in the basement of one of these buildings. So, like, there's no sunlight or anything, and it's just, like, a really dark, depressing room.
Beautiful.
I would say somewhat poorly lit.
Yeah.
And it's just, like 2 days out of the week, I spend almost 3 hours down there, nothing to look at except the computer. And, like, I guess I can talk to my friends, but I need to work, and I don't like doing the work. And I can't even leave early, because if I leave early, then the professor is like, oh, you left early. Can't have that. Even if I'm done and I have literally nothing else to do. And that's kind of annoying.
See, I do have some opinions because I went to college for a few months and then dropped out.
Tell us about
So I
it.
can't really relate to your general education, but like, it was an art college.
Oh boy, the best kind of
So
college.
there was no general education here. And there was a class, like the 2-hour class you have, where it was like
Oh, I got something.
showing you examples.
I got something else to say, but I'll let you
It
finish.
was like showing you examples of what you need to do, like blind contour or whatever. And then critiquing the one from last week.
Yeah.
But
I
it was
kind of like
2
critique.
hours long.
Yes, it's really boring. Especially if you have to, like, say something about another person's work. Like, if you have
I know.
to get credit, and it's like, I don't have anything to say about it. Now, if it's really bad, I'll say something, but usually I don't have anything to say.
Yeah, I feel like, I don't know, I kind of overthink a lot of things, so I will never say anything that's obvious, even if it's like, you'll get your points if you say an obvious thing.
Well, that's what I learned. Like, if you just say the obvious, like, teacher's not going to think
Yeah.
any less of you.
Yeah.
As long as your work is good.
But I just always overthink it, and I'm like, that sounds dumb, I'm not gonna fucking say that. So I ended up never saying anything during critique. And she'd be like, why aren't you saying anything? Well, what's your opinion? And I'm just
What's
like,
your hot take on this art?
It's good.
It is good. You know, I've said that a few times in critique, just like, it's good, I like it. But then my teacher's like, well, what do you like about it? And I'm like, this. And then move on to the next person. And so, another thing about college, since I'm going to, I guess, a normal one?
Yeah.
Just a normal university, I have to take general education classes. Like, so...
Don't like that.
No, luckily I got most of them out of the way. Just my freshman year, I knocked them out and then started taking the classes for my major, which I enjoyed a lot more. But I took this math class. Also, I don't know how some people get into college. I took this math class, this really fucking easy one called like Foundations of Mathematics. It's just like, do you know how to solve an equation?
No.
Do you know?
What?
Here are some formulas. Just plug them in and do the worksheets.
Too difficult.
Easy stuff. There were people in that class who didn't know how to add or divide fractions.
Oh.
Like how to do stuff with fractions, which I'm pretty sure I learned how to do that in, I don't know, 3rd grade. And it's like, how did you get... What?
Sounds like they only did it in 3rd grade and no other teacher.
I mean, it seems like
Yeah,
it.
I don't blame them for that, actually.
That might just be a failure of the whole
System.
education system.
Yeah, I really hate... Okay, just a side note, I really hate the way that math amps up and just gets more difficult as you continue, and you kind of just forget, like, the lower level things.
Yeah, unless you practice it constantly.
And then eventually at some point they're like, you remember that thing you learned in elementary school?
And it's
It's
like,
coming back, and you're like,
Gonna apply
fuck.
it here.
Fuck.
And you're like, I only had like a couple months of working on that
well, see,
6 years ago.
when I was in high school, I wouldn't even remember shit we did the previous year.
I
And I would
won't
need to
remember.
use it to do stuff in the current year.
I couldn't remember the stuff
Shit we did
that
last
day.
week.
Oh,
God,
oh,
math.
I'm so bad at math.
We're not math people, by the way, in case you
couldn't
didn't know.
tell.
But yeah, I took this easy ass math class. Got an A+. Okay, super easy. Don't need to take any more math. And I also need to take like some science classes. So I took geology because I worked at a granite shop, and I was like, well, I already know a thing about rocks.
Rock.
I know how to polish them. And that class was fucking easy. And the thing I liked about that class was if we went through the lecture early, we could just go. Okay, there's nothing else to
that's
do.
cool.
And if there was also a lab class attached to it, if we finished the lab early, we could just go.
That sounds
Okay,
fun.
that's what I like. That's how it should be. Okay, don't force me to sit in the room for like an extra hour with nothing to do except like twiddle my thumbs or finish reading a book. I can do that somewhere else.
I can't think of why teachers would make you stay in the class unless they're just like, oh, well, this is the way it's supposed to be done.
I
so.
mean, me neither. Doesn't make sense. Like, if I don't want to work in your class, then just don't let me. Let me punish myself for not working. And it's like, with the class that's in the basement, most of the time I just want to leave because I'm in a fucking basement. And I don't like it. I just don't like the room all that much because there's no
The
windows
atmosphere,
and it's
the
really
ambiance.
it's really bad, and I hate it. Also,
Yeah.
there's a Subway like right above it,
Oh,
so sometimes I'll get lunch there.
oh, nice.
Yeah, he'll let us leave to get food, but not let us just leave.
That doesn't make a lick
What
of
if you got
sense.
food for a really long time?
What if you went to that Subway, ate at Subway, and then came back?
I mean, people have done that, but people usually bring their food into the classroom, which like you're not supposed to, but I'm guessing he just doesn't give a fuck.
Nice.
You know, the one thing I do like about college, it's forced me to learn a language. I've become a true weeb boy because I'm learning Japanese. Because, like, at least for my major, it's a requirement that I take 4 semesters of a foreign language. And so I figured, fuck it, I'll take Japanese. I watch the anime.
That's so sad.
Well, all of the weeaboos have been weeded out by, like, the first class, and if not the first class, like Japanese 1, at least by Japanese 2.
That's good. That's good.
Like, so there are no, like, mega weebs. Now, there are people who watch anime, but they're not like, I love anime. They're just like, yeah, I watch it. So what? Now, I did do one of my presentations on One Piece characters just because I didn't want to talk about my family.
Yeah, I wouldn't either.
In Japanese, I'd be like, this is Zoro. He has swords. This is Sanji. He cooks and smokes. This person wearing the straw hat is Luffy.
This is Luffy.
He's a pirate.
Luffy. See, yeah, I took French for like 2 years
In high school?
in high school, and I would have liked to learn it because it sounds fancy. And that's the only reason. But
It does sound fancy, but it just confuses me so much. I'm almost afraid to take it.
like I can't remember anything from high school French classes, so
I'm not a big fan on how French sounds. You know, I don't think it sounds that fancy.
it sounds fucking great.
It sounds really great.
Do you listen to Widowmaker and go like, that doesn't sound great?
Widowmaker could speak German and it'd sound.
No, it wouldn't be
Okay.
the same, and you fucking know it.
But the language itself, I'm just like.
Well, it's very smooth sounding and
Yeah.
pleasing.
Sounds so bumpy to me.
Bumpy.
Bumpy.
Bumpy? How can something sound bumpy?
I mean, there's just not a lot of consonants, so
yeah, it's like...
it's kind of pleasant.
Just-
Okay, that's not what French sounds like. Like...
I don't think the French are gonna like that.
how many French listeners do we have?
I don't think we have
zero.
any listeners.
We have some. The YouTube says we got 44 views
Okay,
on
consistent
episode 1.
listeners, we have like one, and it's our friend.
For now, this is only episode 3. We're just getting started.
Yeah, it's fine. We're gonna keep on going.
We're gonna keep going.
Keep on keeping on. But yeah, basically my education take is just that I'm not cut out for college life. It was just too much work for me, and because it was art college, they kind of direct you as to what sort of art you should be doing, especially in the first year when you have to prove that you're an artist
Exactly.
by doing,
Well, to
all
get
this
in-
bullshit.
To get into art college, don't you need to submit a portfolio?
You do, but
So-
this college was desperate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I should
announced its bankruptcy.
Yeah,
a
it's
few months
going
ago.
bankrupt.
It's going out of business, which might be for the best.
And like I've heard a lot of problems with that college too, where like
Yeah, just because they're not getting money.
Even if you had AP, well, this is back even when they were like 10 years ago. It was
Oh,
like,
shit.
Yeah, even when it had you had AP credits and everything.
For like AP art class in high
Yes.
school.
And you're supposed to be able to skip those courses. They would often just put you in those courses anyway. And if you tried to talk to a counselor, they'd make a big deal about it. Like, oh, you think you should skip these courses? And you're like, yeah, I paid these courses already when I was in high school.
I have the work right here. I can do it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that my major, it's kind of like an art major, but it has more to do with media.
Yeah.
It's like graphic design, but not. I don't know. It's called creative mass media. It's like graphic design, web design, that sort of thing. Just like making advertisements, magazines, that kind of stuff. And a lot of the times, well, some teachers are like, no, you have to do it this way. Even if it looks bad, they're like, you have to do
That's
it this way or I'll
weird.
take points off. Well, the thing is, I've learned to just say fuck it
Yeah.
and just not listen to them. And I've still gotten really good grades on my assignments.
You know
So
what? Nice.
Rebel.
it works. And other people in the classes are complaining oh, she took points off because I didn't do what she asked me to. And I just look at their work and I'm like, well, your work looks like shit. Fix this, and this. And you should be fine.
See, I have a different reaction to being told what to do specifically. I just lose all motivation. For me, if I'm doing art and I just don't like what I'm doing, I'll just stop. I won't be motivated at all to fucking do it. So when they're like, draw a room in 2-point perspective, I'm like, I'd really rather not do that.
See, I'm kind of like that. Whenever I get an assignment that's oh, do this, then I'll put like my own little spin on it, so at least I'm not suffering when I do it. So if it's like draw a room in 2-point perspective, I'll draw the room from something.
See, I wish.
The room from the room.
I fucking wish, but it was like take photographs of a room in the college and then draw that room. And I was like, God. Oh, these rooms are so fucking boring.
I'm gonna have some fun with my final advertising project with the Legos and stuff.
I want to see what you create with that.
I will. Actually, after I take y'all home, I'm gonna go by the school and print out like a big yellow piece of paper on some like nice. Like magazine quality paper, and just use that as the background for my ads.
And
Yeet.
print out a bunch and spiral bound it.
Spiral bound it for $30.
Oh, don't talk about it.
You like that?
So I had this project for one of my classes due like last week, and it was making a catalog for an art exhibition that ended a year ago, but we were just using it as the basis for our project. And I finished it. It destroyed my soul, but I finished it. And the thing is, we had to have it bound. And I had never bound anything before, and I wasn't about to like risk doing it myself. So I went to this print shop that's on the college campus, and I figured it would be like cheap somewhat, since it's like college kids use it, and they probably have to use it often if they're in the major or a similar major that I'm in. And so like I give my files to them, and they're like, yeah, that'll be $30. And I'm like, excuse me? How much?
That's so fucking ridiculous.
I know. I don't have to grade back, and I probably won't get it back for like another few weeks, but it better be fucking good.
College shit is too expensive.
It really
like
is.
That and books,
alright, so I learned like to never buy anything from the bookstore.
Yeah.
After 2 semesters of buying books from the bookstore, I used Chegg because I spent
rebuy that shit online.
Like this semester, I spent $60 on textbooks. Okay, before I spent like almost $300.
Yeah.
If.
Yeah. And I was telling people about how much I spent on textbooks, and they were like, whoa, what, dude? You spent how much? And I was like, yeah, I use Chegg. And they were like, oh, okay. So, yeah. God, if you're in college and you need textbooks, please just use Chegg. Or, like, go to your library and see if they have a copy.
Just rent it on Amazon.
Or, you know what? Most of the time, you don't even need the fucking book, but they make you buy it anyways.
Just fucking rent it.
Yeah. Well, I rent my books on Chegg. Although I'm probably gonna buy one of them, because I'm probably gonna buy the HTML book I have just as a good reference, because it is a good textbook. I enjoy it. But yeah.
Listen, before you do your wonderful hot take page.
Thank you.
Oh yeah, it's been a hot minute since we've given our takes.
But I just have one little complaint about, I don't know if this is art colleges, all art colleges, but just the one that I went to. And it might be more than this one, because I feel like there's like an attitude problem among the students.
Art student? Oh, yes.
Yes.
No, there is. Because one of my classes is technically in the art department, but it counts towards my major, and it's full of art students, and they're spicy. They're sassy, and not the good kind of sassy.
I can't even describe my problem with, not everyone, but there's just like a weird atmosphere.
There's like a class of pretentious fucks who think they're better than everyone.
So many artists are like that, and you would think that they would be like the rejects in the back of the class in high school, so that they would fucking learn that maybe you're not better than everyone. Maybe you're just a normal person.
You can think that, but don't act like it.
But so many of them are so fucking like high and mighty.
Like you can still have like a big ego, but at least try to be nice to other people.
Yeah, don't be like, ooh, the shading is just so wrong. It's so terrible. You probably get a 0 on this assignment.
Dear God.
Now, why don't you do it more like me?
You would think that they would be less judgmental having their own art, like, judged over the years, but it just feels like it's intensified by 10, like, holy shit.
Concentrated in
Not to
a
mention,
classroom.
like, they're so cliquey.
Oh, yeah.
So much, if you think there's any sort of, like, yeah, it's an aura of niceness in this art college, artists are chill, it's fucking not at all. Like, they're just as cliquey as every fucking high school ever is.
Alright, you know what's scarier than seeing a group of 20 white men in Walmart?
Group of art
Seeing
students.
roving bands of art students.
That is just as terrifying.
Yelling and being really obnoxious, and it's like, oh, I need to get away from these people. Also, a lot of them smoke.
It's true, yeah.
It's true. Like, it's just the art students and the philosophy students.
It's the aesthetic of it.
So
That's why I
ugly.
smoke. It aesthetically pleases me.
I am a true artiste.
It's the art of killing myself. Like,
There's also like
I'm a dying artiste.
the art of addiction.
they're just like, there's also a lot of sucking up to the teachers to get good grades
Oh,
going on.
I know what you're talking about.
And it's so fucking irritating because I'm like a shyer person. I'm not going to talk to the teacher unless they talk to me. So I'm definitely not going to suck up to them
You know,
for fucking good grades.
I think my basement teacher liked me because he came over to me and he was like, Logan, my man, how's it going? And I'm like, I never talked to you. I guess you like my work that much. It's going good.
Even a good impression.
I guess I did. I've only talked to this guy a handful of times, and one of them was like me profusely apologizing for getting the due date mixed up
No.
for our first project,
Oh,
and just turning it in late, and then having me tell me that I mounted it wrong. Yeah. So Paige, what is your hot take
my hot take.
on
Okay.
education, higher or lower?
I have two things.
All right.
First things first. The only reason why I'm not in online college is because they stopped airing the Education Connection videos.
Get
Connected for free.
Free!
With Education Connection.
Those were bops. They were
I'm
bumping.
not gonna
Every
lie. They were
single-
bumping.
Every single one is a bop.
I liked them as a kid. I'd be watching like Nick at Night, like watching like George Lopez or
I would be
Family
watching
Matters.
Adult Swim, and I would
Pop
watch
up.
that ad.
Those fucking
It
ads
was
are
lit.
great.
Where are they?
They're gone.
Where are they? Bring them back.
I hope that lady got a record deal somewhere. I hope she's set for life.
I hope
'cause she
she's not a
deserves it.
waitress anymore.
I hope she got
she get-
connected.
For free?
Free.
With Education Connection?
Okay. Well, anyway, my other thing is, I mean, you should probably go to college. You know, that's probably a good thing. But if you don't go to college, people need to stop like looking down on that a little bit.
I agree. Because it's like, if you didn't go and you're making it work, or if you're working on making it work, fine. And also, mind your own fucking business.
Yeah, like you're like, oh, you're not going to college, huh? Not the choice I would have made. And I'm like,
I think the only people who have the right to do that are employers. Because
Yeah.
they're
Yeah.
looking for people
they're like, oh,
who
we're
went to
looking for
college.
someone with a college degree. And I'm
But
like, oh, okay.
like they
my bad.
wouldn't be so condescending about it. They'd be like, "Yeah, you're not the person we're looking for.
They're not gonna
Sorry."
go, if you would have gone to college, we would have hired you.
Like, yeah, I really don't like
That's
that.
a very boomer thing to say.
It is.
It is. Those fucking boomers. Fucking
Like-
Helen.
It
No one
is.
gives a shit
Well-
about your college education.
Listen, I can't help that college was fucking cheap for you, fucking boomer.
Like, yeah, I feel like there's a lot of pressure immediately when you get out of high school to just jump into college.
You gotta go.
And as someone who dropped out of college, I feel like it's maybe not the best decision for everyone.
There's
Like,
also, like, you can go to college at any point in your life.
yeah.
If you really want to go, you can go.
You don't have to go right out of high school.
Yeah.
Like, my advice is, like, only go if you know what you want to do there.
So,
like, I sort of knew what I wanted to do when I was out of high school, so I was like, I'll just jump right into it. 'Cause I thought
jump into it.
I thought I wanted to be a journalist, but I was like, no. But while taking journalism classes, I discovered that I really liked this whole, like, creative aspect of it. So I just changed my major to creative mass media, and I had already taken, like, some of the required classes. So basically all it meant was, like, I take some of the classes I would have needed to take and then some, like, different ones. That's it. But, like, if you don't know what you're going to do, don't waste the time and money just trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
Just, like, take a gap year, get a job. Like, the summer after high school, I worked at this, like, granite fabrication place, and I made rich people's countertops. And that, while I was making money, it was also kind of a good learning experience, because it was like, if I don't go to college, I'll be stuck doing this the rest of my life, or like something similar. And I mean, I wouldn't mind doing it, but I think I would get more like...
Get bored.
Yeah, I would get bored, just like waking up and doing basically the same thing every day, and then coming home and just being tired and exhausted.
That's fair.
I mean, it could still end up like that.
It could, yeah. There's no, like, a degree is not a guarantee for,
It's
like,
not.
a good job. But
I seem to be doing well,
Your
so I'm going to keep
probability
going
goes
with
up.
it.
Like, if I go to college, I don't know what I'd go for it for. So
yeah, same. See, the only thing I would have wanted was an art degree, which I know is kind of, everyone says is useless or whatever. But I would want to go for the experience and, like, learning how to do certain things.
Yeah,
But I couldn't
you can
handle that.
you can also kind of just learn that on your own if you practice
Yeah.
enough.
I just didn't like college. I just didn't like it at all.
I get it. There are things not to like about it, like some of the people can be obnoxious. You meet some interesting people, like well, I can spend a whole episode talking about the people I've met at school. There are some characters.
Oh my god. There was one guy that I met.
Chapter
Okay.
1, The Death of Harry Potter.
Don't spoil it.
Well,
Okay.
while you're doing that, I need to go to the bathroom.
Okay, so
Gotta piss.
we were in art history class, and it was a partner activity. So I go, like, this guy comes over to me and is like, do you have a partner? And I didn't have a partner, so I was like, sure, whatever, let's do this project. And so we just get to talking about stuff or whatever, because we're just supposed to be talking for the project. But eventually he starts talking about that he's a writer, and he really likes writing fiction. So I asked to see some of his work.
what a mistake you made.
Because,
Riley.
you know, it's the natural thing. Like, oh, what's some stuff you've written? And
What a
then he
mistake.
pulls out his phone and he goes to his Google Drive and he gives it to me. And I look at the phone and it says, Chapter 1, The Death of Harry Potter. And so I'm reading this poorly written fan fiction. It's so much worse than any, like, fan fiction I've ever read in my life. Like, there's no grammatical consistency.
The Death of Harry Potter.
The Death of Harry Potter. And I just hand the phone back like, yeah, that's great, sir. That's great.
Sir.
I'm happy for you. And then we keep talking and he starts telling me about, like, Undertale theories.
Oh.
And I'm like, yeah, I mean, I've heard of some of those, but I don't really look into Undertale theories.
What you were really thinking is, like, I want to kill you right now.
Yes, and he was like, yeah, in the alternate timeline. And I was just like, yeah, that's fascinating.
You know, my cousin tried to do the same thing, but it's more forgiving because he's my cousin.
Yeah.
And he's in 6th grade. So it's the time when you're really deep into the Undertale and the Minecraft.
Oh, I'm stuck.
Homestuck.
That'll be another episode.
Homestuck. I haven't read Homestuck, so that's on you.
Don't fucking read it. Fucking don't waste your time.
Triple take. Homestuck.
Ain't even that good.
Ain't even that good.
I would have just wanted to sit next to someone else. Moved places.
Yeah, I couldn't because it was like you're locked into your partner now. But like, he eventually was like, "So what do you think of magic? Do you think magic is real?"
Oh, see, my reaction would have been like, "No, I don't play that game. No, I'm not a big magic
I fucking wish
guy."
he would have gone on about Magic the Gathering instead, because he was like, every culture across the world has had some form of like magic. And my just like casual response was like, okay, but every culture across the world has some form of like a god. Is God real? And he was like, oh, I didn't thought of that.
I didn't
Think
Thought
of
of
that.
that.
Yeah, I didn't thought of that.
I hadn't thought of that.
But the way I asked that question, I didn't think he would be like an atheist, because he believes in magic. I was like,
Oh.
maybe he believes in fucking Thor or Odin or some shit. But the
Oh
fact
my
that he had
God.
never thought of that.
The way you beat those people is you got to throw crazier theories at them. If he believes in magic, we'll just be like, did you know that it doesn't matter if magic's real or not, because we're all brains in a vat.
We live in a simulation run by Brendan Urie.
You can be
Fucking
like,
matter.
you can be like, I met him and he talked to me and he told me that he created the world we lived in.
It's in all of his musics. Fucking high hopes for a
If you
living.
listen, there's messages.
There's
there.
fucking hidden
There's
messages.
codes
And
to beat
hopefully-
his simulation.
Eventually, you have to start amping up until they just leave. The crazy person thinks that you're too crazy to be around.
You know what? You're probably right. I was like, I'm the type of person where if you talk to me about something, I'll not be like, I'm not gonna be like, oh, that's weird. I'll play ball with you. Like, I'll be like, yeah, let's talk about that.
Like, you should have been like, oh, I'm a bit tired. I guess my player is about to get off.
Oh, God.
I guess my controller is about to get off.
My brain needs some rest.
My controller is about to log off the game.
Just start clucking in the middle of class.
My avatar is tired. I'm a
Logging
shutdown.
off, and you lay your head down on your desk.
Go limp, fall on the floor.
What you should have done is not be partners with him.
That
wish.
would have been ideal.
And have been partners with the hot girl in your class you told
Oh
me
my
about.
god.
The hot
There
girl.
was a hot girl in her
There was a
class.
hot girl. I don't want to talk about that.
She was too afraid to approach the hot girl.
Obviously, I don't approach even the ugly people. I'm too afraid to approach anybody.
And that's why you got stuck with a crazy dude that believed
It's
in magic and
true.
read Harry Potter fan fiction.
It's so fucking true.
The real thing you learn in college, how to approach people and be a
I
part of
didn't
society.
learn that. I just dropped out. I'm never gonna learn.
You can learn. You just gotta stand in line in Target and have people talk to you so you can at least learn how to tell people to fuck off.
I gotta stand in the DMV and have some old boomer be like, wow, you dropped out of college? That's fucking weird. Why'd you do that?
Well, that
College
was-
was easy for me.
Well,
I
that-
got through it.
That was your mom's fault. Oh my god, my uncle, or my missing uncle who just disappeared from my life. It's like, one time he was like, well, I made it into Harvard. Why can't you? And I'm
I
like,
hate people like that.
bruh, listen, I'm not you. You see?
People have fucking different, like, preferences. Some people like the college life, like our friend Kale. He fucking likes it, which helps him get through it. Like, some people
He's a music major. He has a fun major.
have more motivation than others. Like, shut the fuck up, fucking boomers.
Yeah, my boomer aunt is always like, oh, you left the Legos as a kid. Why don't you become an engineer? And I'm like, because math is hard. I don't like math.
I hate math.
Or she's like, hey, why don't you do like the art thing? You can become a art therapist.
Also, who the fuck doesn't like Legos as a kid? That's a creative thing.
I
Like,
know.
Like, come on, engineering. 'Cause
Engineering.
I did Legos. All right.
Because I put the gear pieces on the pieces with the holes and I made them move. Therefore, I need to be an engineer. Or because I built a crane one time and
Makes
showed you
perfect-
because I was proud of it when I was 8 years old.
It makes perfect sense. All the dots are there. They all connect.
I need to be an engineer.
Drop what you're doing right now. Be an engineer.
Yeah, stop doing the thing I'm good at and do the thing
Stop
that'll
doing the
make
thing you
people
like.
happy.
Stop doing the thing you like and do the one that'll make you money. Okay?
But the thing I like will probably make me
Not
money.
enough. Not as much. Not all the money. Okay?
Oh,
Money will
sorry, I
make me
can't
happy.
afford a fucking yacht.
All right, Paige. Whatever you say, Paige.
I like money.
Hot take. I like money.
Money ain't even that good.
Money, delicious. You can eat it. You
Delicious.
can buy things with it. You can buy things to eat with it.
Yeah.
You can shove pennies up your nose. It's great.
You know what? I hate you.
Pennies up your nose. Not gonna. Let's not talk about that.
Let's not talk about that.
Let's
just
move on.
end this fucking episode.
Yeah.
You can toss change at a stripper.
Okay. Change? You
Change?
fucking... Wow, you fucking cheap ass bitch.
I don't think you're supposed to throw coins at the strippers.
Just toss a bunch of quarters
Throw
at her.
pennies at her.
Fistful of pennies.
I have
Here you go, Bambi.
Spare
I have
change.
500 pennies. It's $5 toss.
Oh, it's in a glass jar, and you throw the jar at them. The pennies
You
explode.
just start sprinkling. A disabled kid dies.
Oh my god!
You start sprinkling it above them like snow. Then it's like, ow!
I think it'd be more like hail.
Yeah, like very violent hail.
It ain't even worth it because it's all pennies.
I wouldn't even pick up the pennies. I'd just be like, ugh.
Most people just throw pennies away
Yeah.
because they have no value.
Yeah.
I use pennies.
Yeah,
You're the only
but
one.
well,
I also pick them up off the ground.
the only time I use
Ain't worth
pennies
I'd
is
be a good stripper.
the only time I use
Be a
pennies.
good stripper. Page 2K19.
I only use pennies when I'm putting them in the rolls to give them to the bank so I can get money along with the rest of my valuable change, or if I'm at fucking Coinstar.
Yeah.
Or, if I'm at the zoo and they have like that little donation thing.
And
that
turns it
with the
into
spinny
a cute penny
penny.
thing.
Well, that's not what I'm talking about, but that's cool too.
Don't you have to put a penny in and like a quarter too?
Yeah,
Yes,
I'm
you must
talking
pay for
about
it.
no, I'm talking about like the little roof things, and you put a penny in and the penny like spins around. I don't know if they have them still.
A charity thing.
Yes.
Or it's like,
Oh, that, yeah. those
Yeah,
are
you put the
cool.
penny in
have
and
them
it's
at, like,
like fun
Walmart.
to watch it spin around.
you can race if there's two of them.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
That's cool. So I think it's about time we wrap this
Time
podcast
to
up.
end it.
So that's it for the third episode of the Leftovers podcast. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter
Follow us on iTunes.
and Google Play. Give us a good listen.
What a beautiful variety we have.
Type a comment. If you got this far, type a comment down below. We're not gonna
Please
get
tell
any
us how much we suck or how much you like
Yeah,
us
if you
you're
hate
weird.
us, please tell us that, because that'll be fucking funny.
Help us improve.
We'll feature it on the next episode.
We will. We'll do a little
No
question
shame.
segment if you give us questions or comments. We'll read your comment live on the Leftovers
Not
podcast.
live, but on the pod.
Semi-live.
It'll be live for us,
Yeah.
not for y'all.
We'll read it on the podcast.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Well, thanks for listening, and we'll see you next Wednesday. Bye.
Farewell.